boys. Morning, everybody. How are we doing? Just like the weather. Dreary, bit dark, ready for half term. Yeah, exactly. It has been. Well, good morning to all of you. This is our last session before half term, so hopefully we're going to have a bit of a fun morning today. We're going to do a couple of different things after your first two normal lessons today. So hopefully that should get you guys ready for the kind of half term spirit and so on. Let me just begin by asking you guys, what have we been talking about over the last few weeks? Who can kind of give me a reminder? Yes?
Growth mindset?
Yes, we've been talking about growth mindset. What else have we been talking about?
Comfort zone.
Comfort zones, very good, very good. What else have we been talking about? Yes? Confidence, excellent. Excellent. Anyone else? Have you three the only three who've been here all the last few weeks? Where's everyone else been? Very good. What else have we been talking about? We've got growth mindsets, we've got confidence, we've got comfort zones. Resilience, very good.
Like practicing.
Yes,
To
practicing.
get to confidence and also outside your comfort zone.
Very good.
Fixed mindset.
Yes. Opposite of growth mindset is a fixed mindset, yes?
Preparation.
Preparation, very good, excellent. So we've been talking about these different things that you need to try and build your confidence. Okay, so having a growth mindset in the first place, doing planning and preparation towards achieving any goal, and also then making sure that you push yourself outside of your comfort zone to help you develop. So these are all really, really important things to help you develop confidence, to help you succeed in your goals. But talking about these things is a lot easier than doing these things. And practicing, as you just said, is very important to learn how to develop this skill. So building your confidence is a skill. And it's a very, very important skill to learn, because that is what will help you to get better and better and better at whatever it is that you want to do. So, what we're going to be setting you a challenge that we're going to begin over half term, and then this is going to actually form the main focus of our assemblies for the second half of the term, is actually working with you on achieving a goal that you set for the end of next term, so for the end of the term as a whole. So that's by Christmas. Okay, now it doesn't need to be something huge. In fact, it's got to be something that's achievable by Christmas. And it doesn't necessarily need to be anything to do with school or work or your studies. It can be. It might be a specific goal you have about doing well in an essay, or achieving a certain grade in the test you might have, or it might be something outside of school. If you do martial arts, maybe it's achieving a grading, or if you play an instrument, or if you also want to get to be able to do the Rubik's Cube in less than 10 seconds, then maybe that's what the goal is. But whatever your goal is, we're going to set ourselves a plan. We're going to think about our mindsets. We're going to see how we can push ourselves out of the comfort zone, and we're going to practice learning and developing this skill. Asim, are those sheets ready? Yeah. So, okay, thanks, Albert. So we're just going to give out some sheets now, which we're also going to be emailing to you. But these sheets just show you how we're going to work through this plan. So just while Uncle Khalid gives out these sheets, let's just remind ourselves how we're going to make this plan. So who can remind me what it means to have a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset? Who can remember what that means? Yes?
Fixed mindset is basically where your mindset is like you're alright with, but growth mindset is like you're getting more up on your mindset level.
Okay. Anyone else want to add anything to that? Yes?
Growth mindset is like resilience and confidence.
So yes, a growth mindset is all about believing that you can do something. Okay, it's about saying that my skill level, where I am today, is not fixed. That's the whole point and the whole problem with the fixed mindset. It says that what you are achieving is all that you can achieve. A growth mindset says I can achieve more than this. I then need to work out the plan of how to do it. So that brings us to the next point, planning. Let's remind ourselves, what is planning all about? How do we make good plans? What did we talk about when we did our assembly on planning? Who remembers? Yes.
So if you plan, yes, you would like achieve more, but not actually achieving, but near to achieving something. But if you don't plan, it's like nowhere near achieving something.
Yeah, so planning is important to achieving, absolutely. And how do we plan? How do we plan? How can we help ourselves by planning? Anybody? So we take our big goal and then we break it down into small steps. Okay, small little goals. Okay, so we might want to, for example, if you want to achieve your grade 3 in piano, for example, well, to get to grade 3 you need to learn a series of chords. You may need to learn a set of playing a number of different things. Those songs might have different sections to them. So you break the goal down into small pieces and you do each piece at a time and then you bring them all together. Yaqub, I think you can give us a very good example of this. When you were learning Quran to become Hafiz, did you read the Quran from beginning to end? Many times? How did you do it?
I had to set targets.
And how did you do that?
So when I was reading the juzzas, so every juz I would read, I would try to finish it in a month. So it would make it quicker for me.
And did you break the juzah down into sections?
Yeah, when I was practicing it, yeah.
Excellent. So look, Yaqub, great example there, and an example that many of us can relate to. You've got this whole book. It's very long, as I'm sure most of you know. So Yaqub didn't just start at the beginning and read to the end and then go back to the beginning and hope you'll memorize it. He took that whole book, but ended up taking a few lines at a time, basically, isn't it, Yaqub? And just learn each line at a time. Learn that, then you learnt it with the next juz, next surah, end of each chapter, and 3 years later, he's memorized, alhamdulillah, all of the Quran. Okay, so that's about planning. Very good example of breaking something very big into small pieces. Okay? And then the final element is comfort zone. So let's remind ourselves just very briefly, what was comfort zones all about? What do we need to do to help us tackle our comfort zones? Yes?
You have to add more to your comfort zone.
Okay.
Feeling comfortable.
Well, feeling comfortable is when you're in your comfort zone, you feel comfortable. Why do we need to come out of our comfort zone? So what's the lesson about the comfort zone?
To get used to stuff outside our comfort zone, we can get used to it and practice.
Exactly. The comfort zone, we are comfortable because we know something. You don't need to think about it. It's very easy. So to learn something new, remember, it means it's going to be something that we're not comfortable with. It's not easy, it's not familiar to us. So we have to get a little bit uncomfortable, but once we know it, it becomes easy. So I think last week we talked about the example of riding a bike, didn't we? It was very uncomfortable when we had to ride it, when we had to learn, because what kept happening?
We're also talking about a marathon. We're also talking about a marathon and how it gets outside people's comfort zone.
Exactly. So if you think about that bike example, what happens when you're learning to ride a bike?
First you would fail, and after that when you practice, maybe months or years or fortnights, yes, you maybe you get better each time you practice.
When we fall off our bikes when we're learning, does it hurt? Yeah, it hurts, isn't it? It's uncomfortable because we're outside our comfort zone. Do we even need to think about it? Just jump on your bike now, don't you? Off you go. So it's very easy now. So this is again a very easy to understand, remember, example of comfort zone. It's literally uncomfortable. It's physically uncomfortable because we're falling over. We hurt ourselves. But once we learn how to do it, don't even need to think about it anymore. We can ride our bike with our eyes closed. Can't we? It's sometimes we don't even need to put our hands on the steering wheels because it's that easy.
You know, so I think like I went to this show for this like bicycle thing called Wall of Death. So I think it was yesterday. I think they tried to practice riding the bike. I mean, a bicycle, the motorbike. And I think when they got really confident, they don't even use their hands or legs, and then they're like really good at it. By the beginning, I don't think they really knew how to do it, and it was outside of comfort zone.
Exactly, very good. So we're just gonna, so there's a good little just summary of all the things that we've learnt, and in front of you we've given you a sheet, and this sheet is going to be your kind of worksheet to go through a target, a goal that you set yourself for Christmas, and I want you to be beginning on that over half term with your parents, and we're going to be talking to them about this today when they come for our parents meeting, and then over the course of next half term we're going to go through this during assemblies and see how we can help you achieve a goal and practice this skill. Okay? Right, I'm just going to hand over now to Mr. Hamid, Mr. Fakr, who wants to also share a little bit of his wisdom with you as he reflects. It's Mr. Fakr's last day with us today, and he's been with us a long time, so he wants to reflect a little bit on his experiences and talk to you a little bit about some of the things that he's going to be taking away from his time with us.
So thank you to Skeen for that. Okay, I've got some more questions for all of you. If you could choose a point in time that you could experience again, what would it be? I'll give you around 30 seconds to think about that. So I'll repeat it again. If you could think of a point in time where you could experience something again, what would it be? What would it be? So go on, Huda. Riding your bike? Why would you want to ride your bike again? You like riding your bike? Oh, that's good. See?
Doing more work but with time racing.
Doing more work but with time racing. What do you mean about that?
Say I'm doing work, yes. If I wanted to do work under like 10 seconds.
Okay, so you want to speed up. Okay, good. That's a very good example. Okay, so the opportunity that I would want to relive is, funnily enough, me starting again at CET as a student, and some of you, I'm hearing some giggles here, and the reason why I want to experience my first day at CET is because I remember sitting in the very seats that you guys sit in for your classes, sitting in the library for assembly, and even being taught by Mrs. Eunice, Simon, and Simon, and reflecting back, and even getting the one-to-ones from Uncle Asim and Uncle Taskeen. For me, reflecting back on my time, I would not be standing here delivering a small section of the assembly to you guys if I didn't walk through the doors back in 2005. That's how long I've been here, Jose, yeah. Yeah, that's how long I've been here. Older than you guys, I know, isn't it? So I wouldn't be I think I've taught most of you, and thinking back. If you think back to it, I wouldn't be telling you not to sit there like a lemon during lessons. But between you and me, what I was trying to tell you was that find something to do. So once you finish your work, don't just say to Mr. Hamid, Mr. Hamid, I've finished my work. I'll just sit there like a lemon. Saying back to what I was talking about, a famous philosopher called John Dewey once said, "We do not learn from experience, we learn from reflecting upon that experience." So, when you finish work quicker than how your teacher expects, don't just say, "Mr. Hamid, I finished my work," because he'll just say, "Sit there like a lemon." And take the initiative a bit as well. So when reflecting, think about what you actually want to achieve. Yeah? And when you write up your targets over half term in the next few weeks, think about what you have learned and what you want to do with it. So what? Now what? Thank you.
Thank you, Fakhr. I'm just going to say a few words about Fakhr, actually. We've seen him, he mentioned 2005, so he's been with us. As you know, this is last week, and he's moving on to some of the stuff, exciting stuff he's got lined up after the half term. But I just want to say a few words about him since we've known him for the last 15 years. I remember he was in a junior school.
Yes.
Some of the same age as yourself when he joined. We were not here, we were in Highwood School when he joined us. And we've seen him grow for the last 15 years. From a young person to grown up teenager. We see the difficult times he had as well, the challenging times he's been through. It's no different than any other child. You know? Issues at school, at education. I remember very detailed, vivid discussion I had with her mum, her dad. But this is all sort of part of growing up. But mashallah, I'm really pleased, I think we're all pleased that we've seen him grow and become a very confident person, and as opposed to very shy, very introvert. I cannot imagine, if I look back for her 15 years, even 10 years, right, that you will actually stand here and deliver something with so much confidence. And mashallah, now he's going to be soon a teacher, and that'll be his full-time role, as teaching and obviously standing and delivering, and which is a very valuable contribution. I really feel as teachers, the society doesn't value teachers so much, but they have one of the most important roles to play. Why? Because they're bringing up the next generation. And what more important role could be than bringing up the next generation of future. So, Fakhr, I'd just like to say thank you very much, being with us, but also your contribution as well on behalf of CET, all the governors and I'm sure the teachers as well. Thank you for all the contribution you made. I'm sure a lot of the students, they have benefited from your wisdom, your teaching, and everything, your knowledge you imparted with them as well. So they'll appreciate that. So thank you very much, and all our best wishes are with you, wherever you go. But if you do feel that you want to come back, our doors are open for you. So you're welcome to come back. So thanks. Can we just hand
Okay, just one last thing. I'm not sure we mentioned it explicitly. It is half term next week, so don't turn up over here. All right, we'll be closed. All right, so we'll see you a week after your half term. So have a good half term break.